Hey, what's going on, guys? NT Izuchi here. Here to briefly cut this brief video explaining to you guys the Ingreso Cybernetico 2x2 Follow Me Matrix System Compensation Plan, which is how we primarily get paid here in Ingreso Cybernetico. Okay, now this is just one of the 6 ways that we can get paid in Ingreso, and what I'm going to do is basically explain to you how this compensation plan works. Okay, and just some housekeeping things, just to get it out on the table in the beginning. The first 30 days in Ingreso Cybernetico are free in terms of your monthly pay. Okay, so after 30 days, as you can see here, after 30 days we are paying $25 per month as an admin fee, which we all have to pay. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with any other home-based business opportunities or online marketing opportunities, but this $25 per month is a steal in terms of the type of income you can earn here and in terms of the products and services that are provided in Ingreso Cybernetico. Now, I'm not going to go over the products right now, and in the description I will leave a presentation for you guys to see exactly what Ingreso Cybernetico has to offer in terms of products and services. But what I'm going to do here, as I said in the beginning, is to go over how the 2x2 Follow Me Matrix system works and how we can get paid rather quickly, okay, in Ingreso Cybernetico, okay? But basically, to jump right into it, with Ingreso Cybernetico, what we do is we have business centers, and we get paid off of selling business centers and selling products and services, as well as the people that we sponsor into the opportunity and what they sell and what those other individuals sell as well. Okay, and so what we have for business centers, as you can see here, there are several business centers that we can get paid on. Okay, and as you can see here, we have 7. Okay, the primary business center that you must open first, okay, in order for you to basically get paid and have the ability to make money here in Ingreso Cybernetico, is the $50 Entrepreneur Board, and I'm going to explain the different payouts as well. Okay, so we have the $50 Entrepreneur Board, okay? We also have the Business Specialist Board, okay? We have the Business Manager Board, we have the Business Director Board, we have the VP Board, we have the Executive VP Board, and the Executive Executive Board, okay? Now, in order to open up this Entrepreneurial Board, you have to pay a one-time fee of $50, okay? And what that does is it allows you to get paid $125 every time that this board is closed out. Okay, and I will explain to you just in a little bit how you close out a board. Okay, so the $50 Entrepreneur Board pays out $125. Okay, the Business Specialist Board is a $100 one-time payment. Okay, and once this board is closed out, you get paid $300. Okay, for the Business Manager Board, it is $300 to open up that board one time. And the payout, once this board is closed, is $900, okay? Then there's a Business Director Board, okay, which is $500 one time to open, and that payout is $1,500. Then there's the VP Business Center Board, which costs $1,500 to open, and that pays you out $4,500. Then there's the Executive VP Business Board, okay, which costs $3,500 to open, which pays out $10,500 once that board is closed. And finally, we have the Executive Board, okay, which costs $7,500 to open up. And when that board is closed, it pays out $20,500. Now, when you're getting started, the requirement, okay, is to open up that $50 board. And what that does is it allows you to make that $125 payment. Now, to get started, like I said, you do not have to open up all these boards, okay? But what I did when I first got started was I just went straight for the first 3 boards, okay? So I just invested, okay, $450, and I opened up the $50 board, opened up the $100 board, and I opened up the $300 board, simply because I'm not here to chase the $125 checks. To be honest with you, I'm not here to chase the $300 checks, okay? I'm here to start chasing these $900 checks, okay? That's really the sweet spot here, because the truth is this. A lot of people get into these businesses and they say, well, I'm gonna test it out a little bit. And they open up the $50 board, chasing these $125 checks. And I will tell you this from experience, that this board right here cycles out rather quickly, because once they start making these checks, I mean, it's very real. They see that it's very real on how easy it is to start making these type of commissions, and I'm going to explain to you how you do that rather quickly. But this right here is the sweet spot. So I'm going to advise you, okay, when you do join my team, go for the gold and at least open up these first three right here, because this one is the sweet spot. When you start getting these $900 checks every week and every other week or so, that's when you really start believing in the system, okay? But let me go into this and show you how the 2x2 follow me matrix system works, okay? Now there's a multitude of ways that you can actually close out this board, okay? Now this follow me matrix system works the same way, okay, for each and every single one of these boards. So this is just an example, but you can view this as a $50 board, you can view this as the $100 board, the $300 board, the $500 board, so on and so forth, okay? So let's say this is you, okay? I'm going to put a Y here. Let's say this is you. Now the way this works is this, okay? Let's say, for example, as you are sponsoring, recruiting, you're marketing, okay, sharing this opportunity with others. Let's say that you bring in 2 individuals, right? Let's say you bring in 2 individuals. So let me just pencil this in like this. Let's say you bring out 2 individuals. Now, let's say you are a rock star, right? And you just go on a tear, you're just doing your thing, and then you end up sponsoring 6 people, right? So what happens is, those 6 people end up just filling in these spots. So this is person number 1 you sponsored, number 2, this is 3, okay, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. Once these 6 positions are filled out, what happens is you now get paid, okay? So let's say this was the $50 board, right? Once you get 6 people to open up their $50 board, you get paid $125, okay? Same thing if this was the $100 board, or the $300 board, or the $500 board. As long as you have paid your way into that board, that business center, I should say, one time, you now have infinite, okay, ability to make money on that board, okay? So, once that happens, let me grab my eraser here. Once that happens, you now open up another board. Automatically, the system will open up another board for you, so you got paid. So if this was the $300 board, you would have made a $900 commission, right? Now what happens is, again, like I said, you now have infinite ability to continue to make money on any board that you open up, right? So let's say now you opened up this board. Okay, well, this board reopened up. Now let's say, for example, you brought in, you know, another 2 people, right? So the board opened up, you continue to sponsor and recruit, so you brought in another 2 people, right? So those 2 people would literally just fill in, okay, as it goes, right? Now let's say, for example, you hit a little bit of a cold streak, right? And you weren't bringing anybody else in. Well, you don't have to rely on you sponsoring and recruiting. So if these 2 individuals end up bringing in their own people, so let's say these 2 sponsor their 2, those 2 people literally just fill in. They just fill in. They just fill in. They just fill in. And then guess what? Again, you get paid, right? So as soon as this board closes out, all these 6 positions are filled, you get paid. So if this was a $300 board, if this was the $500 board, $1,500, let's say this was a $1,500 board, and you got other individuals to open up their own board, people you brought in, let's say they paid their way into the $1,500 board, they fill in here. And if these 2 individuals bring in 4 of their own people to open up the $1,500 board, they fill in on your board as well, and they get paid. Now, just because this closes out doesn't mean that these 2 individuals right here don't have their own board. So you have to think about it like this. This is your board, but if we cancel out you, this person, this person, this person, let's say this individual right here, this individual has their own board, okay? So these 2 people, so in order for this person to close out their board, they have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 fill in, because they have their own board of 6 as well. This is just a snapshot of your board, but the fact that they are on your board doesn't mean that they don't have their own board. So for this person to get paid, they have to work with these 2 individuals to fill out the rest of this 4, or this person can just continue to sponsor 4 other people and their board will close, okay? So that's just an example, okay? So the first example was you sponsor all 6 and you close out the board. The second example was you sponsor 2 more people and then that person fills out, those 2 people bring in their own 4 and they fill out your board, okay? Now here's another scenario, okay, of how this system works, okay? Now let's say, for example, okay, that you brought in 2 new individuals. Let's just say you brought in 2, or let's say you even brought in 1 individual, okay? So let's say you close out a board and now you brought in someone else on either one of these boards. Again, this is an example that can happen on any one of these boards. So let's say you brought in another individual. Now let's say, for example, you hit a cold streak. You didn't really bring anybody else in. I mean, even though you should continue to work and market and share the opportunity. And let's say even that this individual right here did not bring in anybody, right? So let's say, oh, actually, let's just use this for example. Let's say, you brought in two individuals, right? This can work in many different ways. Now, let's say you were no longer able to bring in anybody. You just hit a cold streak or whatever. And the same thing for these two people. Maybe they had, a difficulty maybe bringing some other people in. Well, the individuals that you brought in prior to this, so let's say you brought in some other members before, okay? Anytime those members or those downline members of yours cycle out their own board, let's say they cycle out and close out their own board, they immediately follow you back onto your system. And that's why it's called a 2x2 follow me matrix. So basically any individual that you bring in to Ingreso Cybernetico, whenever they cycle out their board, they pop back on your board. Okay, so let's say, for example, you watching this video, I sponsored you into this, and this was my board. Okay, let's say that you were doing your own thing on your board, you got 6 people on your board. As soon as you were to cycle out and close out your board, you would just pop back on my board. How cool is that, right? So that's what we call spill under. Basically, anybody you bring, anytime they close out their own board, they go back onto your board. So let's say, for example, I had 4 members that had that I brought in, and they all cycled out and closed out their own boards, right? Let's say this was the $300 board, and this was my $300 board. Anytime those individuals close out their own $300 board, so let's say there was 4 people, and they close out their own $300 board, each of those 4 people just pop back up onto your board. And this only happens when they close out their board, when they close out their business center and they get 6 people on there. So do you see how quickly people can start making money here? Okay, so if you bring in a lot of people, anytime that they close their board, they go back onto your business center and allow you to get paid, and so on and so forth. And everyone has this ability. I'm just giving this an example as, let's say this was my board, okay? So here's another way. Here's another way that it can get really, really cool, okay? So let's say you bring in one person, and this person is an absolute rock star. I mean, this person knows what they're doing. They know how to market. They have a great network of people, of entrepreneurs in their circle. Let's say, for example, okay, you sponsor that one person, rock star, right? This person is on fire. This person knows what they're doing. You have the possibility of having one person do basically all the work for you in closing out their board. So let's say, for example, this person right here, like I said, was a rock star, brought in their own 2 people. So this person brought in their own 2 people, right? Right? So now you still have the rest of this right here, right? So let's say this person continued to sponsor and recruit on their own board. So remember, this is my board, right? But this individual right here has their own board separately. Now I'm not showing this here because this is my board, but imaginatively, this person has, this is them at the top, they have their 2 people here, and then there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 that needs to get filled in. Similar to this thing. This is my board. This person has their own board, right? So let's say this person ended up continuing to sponsor and recruit however they want to close out their board. However it happens, either these two people bring in 4 people, or they work together. Maybe this person brings in another. Either way, as long as their board gets closed out, when his board right here fills up and gets 6 people, this guy follows me back onto my board. So this person could end up being in this position, close out their board, they follow me back onto my board. So this same person can end up being here as well. This person could end up being here as well, and this happened to me. I brought in my buddy, and he's just a rock star. So he fills up onto this board, he closes it out, but it's a follow me system, right? So let's say no one else closed out their board, or maybe I hit a cold streak or something like that. If this person closes out their board, closes out this board, he's going to follow me right back onto here. And let's say he continues to kill it, continues to crush it. Those people end up just filling in. So he brought in 2 more people. Boom. Just like that, I get paid. I get paid off one person filling out their board, and then following me back onto the system and continuing to follow up. So these are just some scenarios, okay, as to how you can end up closing these business centers. And that's one of the coolest things about this Follow Me system, okay? Yes, you continue to sponsor and recruit, because if you have a lot of people closing out their boards, now you can literally wake up in the morning and just see a bunch of people on your new board, and as soon as that board closes, another one opens back up. So if you continue at this for a while and you stick with this diligently with what I teach and how I teach my team how to market, I mean, you can literally just start having people just pop up on your boards. You know what I mean? And that's one of the coolest things about this compensation plan. And again, this is just a 2x2 Follow Me matrix, okay? This doesn't cover the unilevel. This doesn't cover the president's circle. Okay, this doesn't call the cycler compensation plan. And if you want to get access to that and see what all that is I'm talking about in the description area, I'm going to leave the overall compensation plan video that I did covering all the ways that you can get paid currently, okay? Currently, because this company is always adding new ways for us to get paid. But the current video, okay? So I hope this really gives you a much clearer idea as to how we get paid. And then another thing that I wanted just to throw in while I'm here, anytime you close out this executive business center, which may take some time to get some people to invest $7,500 one time to make that $20,000 $500 payout, every time you close out this board, you not only make that $20,500 commission, but you also get a 7-day vacation, okay, which is really, really cool, okay? But for starters, just for starters though, when you get into this, because again, remember, these are one-time payments to open it. You pay these one time to open it, and they're open infinitely, and you are able to make money on these different business centers infinitely, okay? And obviously the smartest way to do it is to take what you make in your business and open up a different business center. So for example, let's say you closed out this $300 business center, the business manager level, and you get a $900 commission. Take $500 of that and open it back in, because you're just investing in your business, just like any smart business person would do. You don't spend all of your earnings. You take some of that and you put it back into your business, and that's a smart thing about it. You throw $500 back into it, and you can pocket $400 and do what you need to do. Take care of some bills, whatever it is that you need to. Okay, but again, I want to stress this in this video. Okay, when you're jumping into this program, when you join my team, think aggressive, okay? Don't think, oh, I'm gonna try this out, because this is a $50 one time. This is a $100 one time. Whereas a lot of programs, it's like you got to pay these reoccurring fees. We're only paying $25, okay, to allow which goes into the $25 per month actually goes into the other 6 different ways that we actually get paid. And again, in the compensation plan video overview, full compensation plan in the description area, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and I explain how this $25 goes into all of that. Okay, but that's all we're paying is $25 per month, and not to mention the first 30 days are free. The first 30 days are free in terms of monthly pay. You just have to open up the $50 level one time. Okay, so one-time investment, you can make unlimited amount of commissions coming from this, okay? So I hope you guys see how powerful this 2x2 Follow Me matrix compensation plan is for Ingreso Cybernetico. Okay, again, if you want to see the entire compensation plan video, just click the link. There's going to be a link in the description pointing you towards there. But more importantly, get in contact with me. Get in contact with me, okay? Be aggressive when you come into this, okay? Because you don't want to really be chasing the $125 checks. You know, those are great, but you know what's even better? These $900 checks, because I'm going to tell you this, when you get one of these, it's real. It's real. You're going to be excited, okay? So like I said, I really, really want you guys to really just take note of this stuff. Get in contact with me, okay? See what I do, okay? I'm going to introduce you to my world as to how I show my team how to market, how to become a more attractive marketer, because you know, this is not all hype. This is a real compensation plan, right? But it's a lot easier to make these type of commissions when you know how to attract other marketers, and that's what we really want to do. Not trying to, you know, bother grandma and grandpa to join these opportunities. You want to attract other marketers, other like-minded entrepreneurs like yourself, okay? And that's exactly what I teach my team to do, okay? So this is right under 20 minutes, okay? I know this is a lot of information, but I need to get it out there to you. So without further ado,